Hello. Hi, viewers. Hi, players. Hopefully, you're all here and ready for tonight's session. Gonna be good and gonna be good. Just kidding. Oh, the Kraken monster. Nice. Oh, I love that. It's fine. That's not following your ship at all. I haven't printed it yet, so you're safe for the time being. It's a really cool one. It has like all the separate tentacles, so you can put those like either coming up out of the water or just out of the sand if it's underwater. Hey, Zen. Release the Kraken! Oh, Vera, thank you so much. 35 months on the tippy of 3 years. Thank you so much. That is insane. That's beautiful. Super appreciate. Sub 35 is so yes, absolutely, Vera. Hey, Serena! We just change over to 3-player. We are live. Here we go. Ta-da! All right. Well, here at the top of the session, it is September 19th, year 101. Sundered Faete. Saturday morning, 9 a.m. You are all on aboard the Daybreak. Dia's Tita Layla's ship. You have about 13 days back to port, which is where you're heading for now, back to Port North Belmont. And with everything that's happened recently, you're sort of headed in the direction of a few main objectives, goals. I believe that you would all said you're going to be looking for some more information on Hask. Got to get the dirty on this individual who's bringing comets out of the sky. Um, in fact, to that end, you planned on getting a teleport offered by Dia's Tita Layla over to Stonemire, the library city built on a mountain. Additionally, you had kind of realized that it's probably time to try and find and recruit Nithrana. You need a heavy hitter, and there's the last person on your list, which was I think Aveline's next thing was, hey, see if you can recruit these people, help them out, yada yada. I think you've got everyone. You got Lilith up in Moonhaven. Alejandro is on your side now after helping them with Borum, Lake of Boiling Mud. It's just Nithrana. Last scene. Kind of slammed door. Lake bed. Sunhaven. So, we will just start off here, I think, at 9 a.m. on this lovely Saturday with 13 days left to get back to port. We'll do a little time skipping, but we'll start here in case you have any role play you want to do. I guess I'll ask if I'll give you we'll set you up at breakfast in the galley in case you have any planning you want to do. Like, yeah, when we get back, we should do this in North Belmont or head over to Stillmire or anything like that. To chat away. Otherwise, I'll skip some time. But very quiet morning in the galley. Much of the crew is hard at work on the ship, eating a late breakfast around Feora and Ladrin. Sadly, tuna still not found. And I'll pass it over to you all.
Ladrin's looking and revising her spells since we're no longer at threat of dying. Immediately, anyways.
Nice. These little ambiance for y'all in soon. Okay. Later again, pouring over spell prep. Bayora, how about you at the breakfast table? Any thoughts or plans for what to do? Or is that for another day?
I think she's currently just trying to fight off the exhaustion from everything.
Oh. Quietly eating breakfast, 100-yard stare, just kind of vegging and eating and relaxing. Dia, how about you?
I'm looking over my notes to make sure.
Please do.
I don't think there's anything that comes to mind, at least not without getting more answers. So I think for now, no.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, it's kind of a quiet breakfast then for everybody. You got time. You have 13 days before you even get back to port. You have the safety of Dia's Tita Layla now within the city of North Belmont. I believe you even mentioned the monster hunters. um, and she said, well, anyone that's passing out flyers, you know, they'll kind of go through and try and run those folks out or corral them, get some answers, as well as their weapon stores, which later in kind of rough indication of where they were in the sewer system. Okay. So sorry, just need a super quick set. Yeah.
Or secrets?
Yeah, I gotta whisper for someone. All right, and with that, I'm going to advance some time. In fact, because we have 13 days left, what I'll do is just ask if any of you have anything you'd like to be doing, either moments you'd like to pause and chat with NPCs or one another, or otherwise anything at all over the next 13 days before we get back to port.
I think I would like to get as much information from my tita about Hosk, or at least the individuals that Hosk disguised themselves as in her circle,
Okay.
just to get I guess, an understanding of what their goals are in North Belmont. Would be my intention.
Okay. You're well. I'll just kind of role play it out and try and parse some of the info. Um, gosh, didn't write down her accent, so she won't really have one then. I think it was little soft British or something out here. Well, if they're one and the same, which it seems like they are, with that lout that latched onto the family and pumped their little minds full of even more greed. I really only experienced the one form that they were always in there. I do have notes and references to what I believe to be past dealings, but very. It's so incredibly difficult to know if it's truly Haskell or just some person working at their behest or not involved at all. Um, I am happy to give you the description, and she'll give you a description of the gentleman she saw Hask as. Appeared to be elven, maybe wood elf. Sorry, green elf. Um, really short, uh, black hair, very tight cut. That was the same depth of hair as his beard, neatly trimmed to expose the neck. Very dark and bushy eyebrows, with crystal clear blue eyes. A little, had a bit of a not quite like a low muscular build. They're muscular, but at the low end of what that might look like. For someone that's about 5'11", she said. And it was very distinct, what she assumed to be a cologne that he wore that had a very soft peach-like scent with some citrus, but there's just this hint of something acrid below the sweetness, and it was very distinct. So that's something that stuck with her. She's given Feora and you some of these documents where she's been trying to track like what he's up to, what he's involved in. And I think that Feora was going to kind of parse through that to better grasp, like the sleight of hand that Hask is pulling through these like NPCs and interactions. Because she was having a very hard time because there's really no way to tell when it's Hask and when it's somebody else. So business-wise, that was one of the things given to Feora. She copied, I believe, in her book, the Tome of Depths, I think it's called. The all that information kind of, during travels and stuff, go over, see if she can find any patterns or anything like that. But while Layla has this bulk of information, I'm just terribly sorry. I've had many people looking at this, but there's just nothing that clearly defines when it's Hask, when it's others. My gut tells me there are certain things that just power and wealth, and connections seem to be at the forefront. If my gut tells me anything, but I am hoping your friend Feora will be able to, with a skill set, paint a clearer picture.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't expecting much, not to discredit you and you and the ability of your people, but I think that's the nature of someone who can change their appearance at will, is they are hard to track down.
Yes. I've gone down many circles with thinkers and the like, trying to parse out ways to even tell if someone is Haskell themselves. And every time we think there's a lead, we find ourselves back at another at a dead end. They can clearly. They seem to be able to hold memories of people, as I understand. I think you probably shared with her.
Mm-hmm.
How do you? I have no idea. We're at a loss. But I do hope you find something in Stonemire, and that Feora finds something in these documents that we simply couldn't.
Perhaps, and if we are able to find anything, I'll be sure to send it your way, because
Please.
it's the only thing we can do to prepare ourselves.
Yes. I will keep a very careful eye, as I always do, on Maudie. I'm sorry, Tita. Because that's her aunt.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it her mom?
It would be her mom if she is my
Right,
aunt.
right. Okay, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, like, wait,
No
that doesn't
problem.
sound right. On mother. As I always do. And if I find any information, I'll send it your way immediately to try and make some headway at last. It's been a stalemate with this for years.
Mm. Mm.
Well, how are you finding yourself aboard the ship? Does it suit you, the sea life?
No, it's lovely to look at,
Yes.
and I find myself not liking how unsteady it is. And it's a lot of work. Like, I don't, perhaps that's just, while I was in my predicament, I did live a very, not, I don't like working hard. I like working beneficially, I suppose
Yes.
would be the polite way to say it.
Hands-free work. Hands-free. It's
Yes,
all, yes, up here.
but I can see the appeal for it. It has a sense of freedom to it that I think calls a lot of people to it. But no, it's not for me.
I feel quite the same. It's a small window of freedom from all of the many dealings and responsibilities.
Hmm.
We must maintain a small window of well, fresh air. But
Mhm.
I would not. The fact that it's 18 days from Vermont to here and back,
I have been trying so hard to find a way to make travel easier and quicker, and honestly, I've fully committed my entire efforts for it. I'm going to sell my store so I can put my full efforts to it. It's now my new
Oh,
project
oh,
because I've discovered something about myself. I hate traveling. I hate camping.
yes, yes.
I dislike a lot of things that people consider very normal and everyday
Mm,
things. Um,
oh,
but uh, I mean, this could be a conversation. Well, we have 18 days, so I'll just tell you.
please.
I recently discovered the concept of ley lines.
Mm.
Very concentrated sources of magic, something. I don't know all the details. I'll hire someone important to tell me what it
Ah,
means.
yes.
But as far as I'm aware, they are, it's like a thread all connected together that spans across the continent. And I think if I tap into it, I should be able to connect different cities together.
Oh, I
And
see.
that's something I'm because
Incredible.
after what happened at Umberland's Mill, um goodness, the whole city was in disarray and no one could talk to anyone to get
Oh,
relief. And
yes.
while the nobles are being very generous, it was still a large amount of working class and merchants that weren't able to get aid for the longest time, and then word couldn't travel out to the other cities for assistance. So
Oh,
something had to be done.
yes. Well, very, very keen-minded of you. That's seems to be very fitting. um, you're looking to sell your shop and build a new one then on.
Possibly. It might be a shop. It might be like a way station. I'm not sure what to call it yet,
Oh,
but it might be an all-in-one place where, you pick a
oh,
destination, and if you're hungry, you can pick up a small snack
yes.
or
Some
like some
restrooms.
clothes.
Yes, of
Yes, some
course.
restrooms. Like if you're going to someplace cold, but you're coming from someplace hot, you can buy like a
Ah,
sweater
I
or
love
something.
it.
All in one place.
Love it.
Store your pets, perhaps if you have them. A lot of me and my traveling companions all have pets, so
Oh, lovely. Well, I always do have some disposable capital if you're looking for a loan or an
yes,
investment.
I would love to be a tax write-off.
Please let me know if I'm happy to do either. Do you have an amount you're looking for to purchase? I think you did. I think you all had 2,000 something, but I
Yes,
think it
I
was five.
had. I think it was. Hold on, let me check my notes.
Oh
Hold on,
no.
let me see what page it started on. Um. Okay. Okay, it was 5,000, but I put 2,000 down already for my invested interest because that's how much I asked for Legion before it was asked, why do you need so much money?
Nice.
That's a lot of money.
It was.
Well,
Listen, I'm very attached to our money.
Of course, I understand if you don't wish to tie together business with family. But I'm happy to either loan you the 3,000 now, and you can pay me back over the next, say, 2 or 3 years, with whatever once your investment begins to turn, or I can invest and say for, let's see, 3,000 out of 5 in the deposits. Perhaps for family, maybe 30% investment in the business.
15.
It's very hard to say no to you. At
You're
20%, dear, and it's all yours.
I'll allow it.
This is fun. This is marvelous. Yes, yes. Well, pulls open a drawer and takes out like this big drawer with gold bricks and platinum bricks, the platinum things, and just puts it into like 3 separate coin purses. Tunk, tunk, tunk. There you are, 3,000, and once it begins turning a profit, of course, just and after just out of the net, of course.
Of course, I'll probably ask for contractors to start building because I have an idea for the space, and I myself have learned to teleport over in insight distance. I can bring along a person. I just need to figure out how to do it with a larger number of people and to a specific place out of my eyesight. I'll come back to it. It'll probably just take some trial and error.
See, should I would it be wise of me to, as a further investment, to procure a surveyor for ley lines in North Belmont?
Yes, I would like a surveyor to do research and apprehend it, and then we will hire contractors to start building the space around it.
Lovely.
I think that'll be good.
Well, if it's in North Belmont, I've got all the contacts, top quality, all around. So.
Fantastic.
We'll set to work. Lovely. In fact, I'll send a message ahead. And grabs a little sending stone out of another drawer and goes silent for 25 words and puts it away. Surveyor is services procured, and we'll begin looking in a few days. Come Monday, in fact. I believe it's Saturday. This is very exciting. Of course, I'm sure you'll want a contract. Please write it up however you wish, and be happy to sign so that assets are protected. Best with family to get expectations set and such. So I'm looking forward to our little venture, though, dear.
I am too.
Nice. All right, you get to chat a little more. Does anyone else have anything over the next, takes 13 days to get back to port that you'd like to do? I'll just check in individually real quick. Just if it's no, let me know. Ladrin? Need me to come back around to you?
No. Let's see. I know she'll keep an eye on the seas for her Triton buddy. I wrote the name down.
Oh, yeah.
I'll find it eventually.
Okay.
Well,
that's
I'll find
okay.
it later.
Yeah.
And then make some tea as always. And she has lately been realizing she needs more healing spells, so she's trying to make sure she understands everything and has all of that prepared, so she can heal when needed.
Love it. Excellent.
You.
You get, there's plenty of little accidents on the ship too. You get to test out the different healing things, get a feel for it, like if you wanted to. What is this healing? Yeah, we don't have that on Friday. Bayora, how about you? Anything for you?
I think over a meal at some point, she would have just said to Dia, I didn't realize you had Lemurian in your family.
Oh, it never it never really occurred to me to share, but yes, my family is very distinct, I suppose. I wasn't sure of its origins, but I know of everyone's names and like the genealogy side of it, but not the actual origins.
This means I think I crossed through with some of your ancestors.
How old are you? Is that rude of me to ask?
A little over 100.
Oh. Mm, I see.
The moment with traveling with long-lived species or short-lived ones, century, where you just it clicks like, wow, that's an entirely different life that my, you know, one of my aunt's parents could have come through, or their parents have come through the Sundering with Feora. That they're all from the place Feora's from. All right. If you have anything else you want to roleplay with that, please do. Otherwise, we don't.
Yeah, I think it's just taking Dia a second because it's like before Grandmama, Madi was literally the oldest being I had ever interacted with, and she is old.
Nice.
But I also know what Feora went through, so it's that like rich kid thing of wanting to ask a question, but then like, oh wait, no, that's super inappropriate. Learn some tact, woman.
I think Feora would be like watching the gears turn like as she's processing. You can ask the questions you're thinking if you want.
How do you not get bored? I, I, after 100 years, I feel like things start to be the same after a while.
Well, I think that would be part of the benefit of the Sundering. There's so much to the world that's yet to be back where it was. There's not enough world for it to be the same over and over again. Also, I pretend to be a lot of different people.
That
So
is true.
that shakes it up.
That is true. Does it concern you to know so many people that you'll possibly outlive?
I already have. I think it's hard. But doesn't that happen for humans as well?
I mean, I suppose, but I guess I've never had to contemplate that because everyone I've met will be around the same age as me, and I guess that's the ignorance of my scope.
I think whether human, elf, god, regardless of how long your lifespan is, you're going to experience death and loss. So it's hard. It's weird to think that while Ladrin and I are still here in midlife, you and Tuna will be long gone. Not a thought I like to, to sit with, but it's there.
And the not sleeping thing, is that
God,
because
it's
you
amazing.
Okay, I was wondering.
Excellent. You continue chatting over, over lunch, and yeah, another bonding moment on the seas. I guess that's Legion Fear. Just to double check, Dia, anything else for you before docking?
Writing up that contract.
Nice.
that'll be me.
Beautiful. I think, and your teacher Layla kind of, in a very fun way, kind of go over and fine tune it. Like, well, I think maybe in a, it's just
Discussing legally.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, getting really, really, just having a blast, like a little game. Okay, and day after day passes, relatively uneventful. Thankfully, you hit a lot of events on the way out here. I think that Layla will give you her map, a sea chart to get out here and avoid most of those dangers, because you need to use the island as your own little. She's offered the island. There's a small. He calls it a manor. We're not really sure what size it actually is there in the island, but if you ever need to avail yourselves of it, this is entirely fine, and it's giving you a sea chart to safely get out there. All right. So sea travel is a breeze. In fact, we find ourselves, let's see, one day out. Tomorrow, basically, you'll arrive in port. Tonight you're all gonna, lay down, get a good night's rest. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot to do the DM dice roll. I didn't take my dice out yet. Let's do that before we get into town here. What you got, Tasha?
18.
Oh gosh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Will?
14.
Okay. And Serena?
13.
Oh, okay. Tasha, I rolled a 19.
Woohoo!
I rolled oh damn, there's a 19. Nice. Yay. Gosh, what is it now though? What level are we? What level are we? I did not open that up.
9.
9.
So it's a D8. Nice. D8 inspo, very exciting. All right. So, anyway, you're gonna be arriving in port tomorrow, so everyone heads to bed and gets to, goes to get. You had plenty of good night rest, so make sure that you mark off, if you haven't yet since our last encounter, a nice long rest. Calm falls over the ship as there's, at night, there's hardly anyone manning the ship. There's a lookout in the crow's nest, maybe 3 deckhands, one that kind of just does watch around the ship, does checks and make sure things are tight, and the other 2 are just present in case anything happens. And there's a little checklist of things they need to get done at night, not too much. The sleeping soundly. However, Feyor and Ladrin, this is the first night of the full moon. So I need the 2 of you to make a wisdom saving throw, please. Good night. Ladrin, what'd you get?
19.
Okay, and Feyor?
30-20.
Ladrin, you are in your
Oh.
trance, and you find yourself, sort of your mind going to that forest place within. And you become present in a moment that you are already existing in. You've been walking the path, one of the many paths through this forest, and your wolf is walking beside you. It's a very high roll. The wolf is in stride with you. The You can feel some of that primal instinct, right, kicking in. Like you kind of want to hunt, you kind of want to, you know, but it's not to the point of losing your mind or anything like that. And your wolf, with their snarling voice, not attitude, really, it's just their voice. When will we hunt? I hear. Walking.
Well, we're in the ocean currently, so not really too much to munch on. But I will find us a spot when we land. We should get to land in a day. I'm sure we can take. How long is this full moon last? 3, 4 days?
Four nights. Mm-hmm.
There's 4 nights. Okay, so the next 3 nights we should be able to find you something to munch on.
But I smell meat. Fresh.
Yeah, but they saved our asses.
No.
We'd be dead. Like really, like drowned at the bottom of the ocean, dead. So if you wouldn't mind waiting just one more night, I'll go find us a spot, and then we'll go hunt.
Your sense of humanoid interactions and fine. I agree. Thank you. Begrudgingly thanks you for like setting aside the time.
Have I don't remember if I've asked this wolf for a name yet.
You did, and they want basically. This is the wolf part of you, and so they tasked each of you with naming it, but asked you to like really find a name for it, like, and they'll let you know if they like it or not.
Oh, okay. So I do have one.
Speak it.
So
I will hear it.
if you're willing, you can take half of my family name and just be Ember. It's fiery enough. Stoke the flames there. I don't know, kind of suits you, but
It's fucking cool.
oh, sweet.
Absolutely, I accept it.
Yay. Yeah, Ember with an E, not an A. Just in case.
I will make note of this.
Yes.
Well, perhaps we can hunt in here at least for the night then. Will you join me on a hunt here?
Ooh, in these woods? Yes, I would love to.
Should we hunt side by side or hunt as one? I think it's the first time they've considered being a hybrid with you.
Oh, I want to be a hybrid
Understood.
with my little wolfie.
You feel your psyche kind of shift, and you're really... It's interesting, because you know your own experiences, and you're kind of drawn in with this inner wolf. You're seeing your own experiences through their eyes, and there is this, like, mystified notion of, like, all these humanoid interactions of, like, no, we care about these people, so we don't hurt them. They helped us, we helped them, we need to go out and do, and you kind of see where some of that they're learning from you, and some of the challenges that might pose. But you shift into that unified feeling you had earlier of the primal feelings of the hunt really magnify as you become this hybrid form. Now you can be in the big wolf form, bonded together, or you can be the humanoid werewolf in this space. You have a preference as you two hunt as one?
Is it the big one or the humanoid?
Yeah, you can be the big wolf or the sort of combo werewolf hybrid.
I want to be the big one. I want to be a big bad wolf.
Nice. Okay, you run the hair across the wind through the fur as you're racing through, and the heart beat racing as you're chasing your game and your prey. You just have a really thrilling experience, for the night. So you finish your trance later, and Ember, as the two of you separate, thanks you, and just kind of solemnly brushes their head a little just against your arm, and then walks away into the forest as you come out of your trance. You seem to have made some pretty good strides with the roll and with the role play up to this point. So, okay. I looked over and it looked like corn, but I'm thinking now that that's a pineapple that says
That
hello.
is a pineapple. Yes.
It's like, what? Corn? Hi, people. Feora, you got a dirty 20. So you're in your trance and you find yourself also in that forest, but you're by the water's edge. There's a lake here in this visualization that sprawls out. The forest is dense around its edge, but the lake shore has maybe 10, 15 feet before it abuts the forest edge. Little opening with a good 15-foot space between trees, lots of shrubs. And you find yourself, you come into this moment sitting and looking down at your reflection in the water, and moving up into view in the reflection, standing next to you, is your wolf. A little pensive, maybe a little timid, but pulling up next to you. It's been some time. Have you lost interest in us?
No, not at all. It's been difficult the last few moons. I couldn't risk hurting, losing control.
I understand. Feel that uneasiness too. Part of me that would be loose, free, but also ravage. It's likely wise. Are you well these days?
I don't know. Are you?
Lonely. I watch through your eyes as one would gaze from a prison cell, perhaps. Perhaps that's extreme. I'm hoping to taste a little freedom this cycle. Will you consider that?
We're out at sea right now, but the next night, soon, this cycle, I'll find a space and give you some freedom.
You have my thanks for that. I sense an uneasiness in you, and some weight of loss. Has something happened?
we're missing someone. I don't know where they are.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. We'll find them.
You're diligent. I'm learning, if nothing else. Perhaps stubborn. I have no doubt you'll find them. But then perhaps another night, let us seek a balance. And I very much wish for some freedom, so.
I wish to give you a life you deserve.
Thank you. I would like to get to know you better, not as a movie watched, not as a play watched from the audience, but together. Do you wish to walk the forest and talk with me tonight?
Of course.
And let's share and get to know one another. You turn, and the two of you do just that. Walk through the forest for your trance, most of your trance. And at the end, you've, shared what you're comfortable sharing. Again, it's kind of you, right? It's inner wolf, it's you. And you're able to get a feel for, they're able to articulate sort of some of their thoughts and feelings, the difficulty in understanding a lot of your actions, a lot of questions. Like, well, why did you decide to do that? Because they're very they're not, as you know, each wolf is different and sort of related to the person in which they reside. So Hadrian's very primal. Tuna's pretty primal, also very protective. Yours seems to have a very keen mind, not be so primal, really inquisitive. And so you're getting, they're trying to, through chatting with you, grow the bond. Just get to understand who they're a part of better. And as the trance ends, they thank you. Thank you all for your time and allowing me to be again. I don't know if I properly thanked you for that. It means a lot that once that you decided to have me here, bring me back. Until we hunt then, another night.
Until then.
And they'll sort of give a bow. There isn't really like a snuggle kind of, Peppa will kind of like give a head bow to you, and of not just respect, but also like a kindness and appreciation of you. And then they head off to the forest, and you come out of your trance. And that's just going to zip us to the day where we arrive the next morning. I mean, it'll be later in the day. It'll be the late afternoon, around 3 p.m., 3:30 p.m. the next day. I just have to write that down so I don't forget later. 3:30 p.m. It is Friday the 2nd.
I'm gonna have to push back my reservation again.
Oh no, we didn't make it in time.
No. Well, Tuna's gonna be missing, and we're gonna be leaving this in. It's for the 10th
right.
of this month of Tavernier, but I'm just like, just showing up. I think we're doing the responsible thing, though, showing up multiple days before the reservation and pushing it back.
That's very true.
What if I just have it for the new year? Just push it back by a couple of months.
Oh, Well, they're open. Good news. They're open in the beginning of the
Yay.
year. They do take reservations out that far.
Oh, amazing.
Uh,
Just show up. Hi.
It's us. All right, so
Yes. I need to push it back till the new year, if that's okay.
nice. They absolutely take that. So today's October the 2nd,
Mm-hmm.
the Friday. Yep. And it is 3:30 p.m. Let me just ask, just to keep track of your reservation.
Yeah.
Um, the new year. I'll just just let me know. I don't know if you have the calendar handy, but I do. I've got it up right
Okay.
now in case there's the first day of January is a Tuesday, the first.
What's the last day of January?
The 30th. It's a Wednesday.
Mhm.
Um, oh, we're free. Lovely. Also have that January date open. You want to go with that one, the 30th?
I would like to go for the 30th of January.
Yeah. All right, year 102, and that is Wednesday. Okay. All right. So, with that, that'll be done a little bit in the future. We're pulling into port.
Mhm.
Oh, thank you, Cookie, for that. Oh. Um,
Hydrate.
mm. Oh, pull back and well, of course, as you're pulling in, you're maybe an hour and a half away. Your tita Layla lets you know, oh, this is where I have to disguise myself and find my way
Mhm.
back. Um,
Understood.
if you need anything, you can meet me at this address. Just memorize it. She writes it down, but doesn't give it to you.
Right.
And you memorize it.
Mhm.
And please stop in. Ask for Ginger. If you're there, go to the front. There's a little counter. It's a storefront on the front part. The back looks like a warehouse, but it is where I reside. Ask for Ginger as a person, not an
Mhm.
item.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
So
I'm terribly
what?
sorry.
Got it.
Yes, yes.
No, that's good. Espionage.
Yes. And we have our sending stone, of course, so I can meet you elsewhere if need be.
Mhm.
Until then, dear, it has been a life's dream, a life's wish to meet you, and you've lived up to every expectation and then some, my dear, sweet Pumpkin. I cannot wait to meet again.
I hug her.
Oh, yeah, she gives a big hug back then. You have a proper Lemurian goodbye that's like
Mhm.
you keep saying goodbye to each other, but it's like 30 minutes before you.
Oh God.
Sorry.
Sounds like my family. God.
Nice. That leaves Legion Figure and Dia in the big city, North Belmont. Where do you? Oh, right, right. She also has an offer to go to that house. Um, as soon as you want, as early as tonight, but it can be any night to get that teleport to Stonemaier. Because she offered
Ooh.
that.
Mhm.
Um, so that is on the table. Let me know what you would all like to do. Is the three of you kind of?
Yeah, do we want to teleport now? Oh, we'll leave a note at the inn we stayed at for Tuna,
Oh,
no matter what we decide.
okay.
Uh,
Wise.
just so that they know where we're going.
S-
Um,
Well, so my dilemma is it's another full moon, and I kind of promised kind of a free hunt
oh, okay.
esque
All
thing
right.
tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure, and she kind of looks at Feora like, I'm sure you have something similar set up. So I don't know if we want to do it here. I'm a little nervous about doing it here. So if there's things to hunt in Stonemaier, that's not the library itself. that where the library's at? Yep.
Stonemaier is very mountainous.
There are
but
things
there's woods
Perfect.
outside of it.
outside of it. All right.
Perfect.
So we
So-
teleport.
Yes.
You've got the woods there, the Phelan's, just outside of Stonemaier. It's
Mhm.
all woods, in case
Okay.
just so you
Excellent.
have that in your head.
So we teleport and then let you all have some time, and I can do some research on shapeshifting and Mithrana just to see where we're headed.
Yeah, let me change before we teleport.
Of course. So I'll tell my aunt that we'll take her up on
Okay.
the teleportation and then leave a note for Tuna that we are going to Stonemaier.
Lovely. Okay. Oh yes, please. And you get another an hour. You get over to you go separate ways. You get over to the place. You get your teleport. You want to make that teleport happen ASAP. So you're over there in an hour. Like 4:30.
Yeah, that way
Sure.
they have as much time to set up to go be wolves.
Oh.
Okay. And so you do. You know what? Your Tita that is also going to let you know that the person that's surveying, because that would have been like a week ago they got started,
Yeah.
is finding a number of indicators for a ley line in this area, and is hopeful to find, to pinpoint the whole flow of it, potentially through the city or near it. Yeah. The city-
Fantastic. As
Mhm.
soon as they find a location that is stable and can support enough magic for possibly up to 10 people teleporting at once, that's where I'd want the building to go to house around.
Good. Beautiful. Nice. All right, so she'll keep you posted on that as that progresses. You find yourselves over at Stonemaier on the same day, but now it's about 4:30 p.m. You get set up. You just you're teleported near the entrance, so you don't have to approach it. You can just go back. In fact, you even know that oasis that is well, I think it's a day and a half out, but if you want to just go half a day, a couple hours, there's tons of forest there. And take a couple hours. You set up a little camp, I assume.
Yeah.
Right, I'll give you all a moment as the camps are set. You're all humanoid. It's late, the twilight hour is fallen. The sky above is full of mountains in one direction, trees in the other, and above galaxies spread across the sky in different hues of purples and light. Weather relatively warm. Starting to get a little chill at night as it's going down into the 60s Fahrenheit. Sorry, everyone else in the world. To talk about anything you'd like before, or to plan anything for these transformations. As you know, they're going well, but you're still learning and mastering, and there is still an element of danger.
Oh, we still have that silver and wolfsbane, right?
Yeah.
I'll put a little circle around my tent.
I think
Ladrin will.
Tuna had. But do you have it in the other thing?
I don't have it in my inventory. I was hoping it was in the bag of holding.
Check the bag of holding. If it's in there.
Let me check. I think it is, but please hold.
But it does sound like something Tuna would have because they were so responsible.
They really were.
Oh, I got the mountain ash.
Okay.
Does it say how many you have?
2.
Okay.
Oh no, that's just what it's. Hold on.
That's probably all that's left. It was going to be out, or you'd be down to 2. I couldn't remember.
We did use a lot of it to drug you guys when we couldn't move. So.
That is all I have.
I think
Okay.
the
Two
rest was
mountain
used
ash.
the last time. Yeah. But you got
Okay. So maybe I'll tie it above my tent, like in the little opening above the.
Well, this is just
Laughing,
the ash.
Oh,
Mountain
okay.
ash, yeah.
Then
Here,
it sounds like I might be staying up through the night.
Well,
Do werewolves like fire? Do they are they Are you wolf-minded in the sense that you don't like to be by fire?
I mean, I am a fire, so I don't know.
But as a wolf, are you fire?
Well, this is what makes it's like a salt barrier in Supernatural. They can't cross it.
Okay.
You've got two, one for Laser, one for Feora, if you wanted to use both those tonight. But
Or-
you wouldn't be able to hunt. You know, you'd have to
may have-
rely on someone to complete it or something at the last minute.
What
Dia really just...
Ladrin was going to suggest.
Sorry, Ladrin, what you got?
Maybe.
Uh-huh.
She'll take her broom very, almost still hesitantly, even though like Dia's had it for like an adventure. And
got
just
properly
kind
grown
of.
up.
Ugh. Maybe that's why she's hesitant, because she's afraid it's gonna get blown to pieces. Just in case.
Okay.
I trust you with it.
How do I know you won't just turn into like a wolf bird and follow me? Can you do that?
I don't think I can do that.
Okay.
You'd also just
in wild shape.
start different areas too.
Yeah.
You know, just go out way out in the
yeah.
woods a couple hours so you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you'll kind of decide like, you camp here, Dia. We'll get like 2 hours out each or an hour out, whatever, so you're safe in different directions. You can do your own thing.
And I'll use prestidigitation to make a disgusting smell that something with a million times scent glands hates.
Nice.
So
Perfect.
like rotten eggs or something.
Awesome. I love it. All right. So, as a Dia, you got a nervous night of sleep. So you're like, this is gonna go well. Ladrin and Feora, as you set out and kind of begin trancing or sleeping, whatever you like to do, a couple hours from camp, can I have you each roll a wisdom saving throw, please? This time I'll ask Feora first. What'd you got?
14.
14. Ladrin?
13.
13. Okay. Feora, you are able to commune with your wolf in that forest within. What would you like to do? They would like to hunt. You know what? Can I ask you to do a persuasion check, Feora? Just so I need a number. Persuasion's the closest thing I can think of. This is from your conversation with the wolves the night before.
30-20.
Okay. Things went really well in your chat the night before. And they shared at the beginning of this that this bond has grown, that they feel this bond has grown. They hope that you feel that too. Understanding one another better. And that as being part of you, they have a calling to be named, but only you can name them. They'd like to hunt with you as one, but they can't without a name. And so they ask you for a name.
Great. I love names. Names.
You can't get any worse than me. Finding names on the spot.
Yeah, poor Natasha. I just circled around my head for a minute and landed. So it's hilarious. Yeah. That's so great.
How about Monero?
Name has a wonderful heavy weight to it. I accept, absolutely. Thank you. Shall we hunt together then tonight? as one.
Yes.
Do you want to be a hybrid as you go hunt the woods, or do you want to be a big wolf? Or just Figor running on all fours?
Oh my god. No, not that one. I think full wolf.
Okay.
Let it be as much of itself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's some that, despite neither of you having like too much of that primal energy, it definitely escalates, as you join in the hunt begins. You catch a whiff of the prey, a sound, a smell, and have a thoroughly lovely night. Hunting, being a wolf, it's freeing, the racing through the woods, the agility, the speed. It's incredible. And Ladrin was a 13. You have to do the same as your new DC has been lowered thanks to your bond. So, given current conditions, tonight it's a 13. Same thing, Big Wolf for you?
Oh yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yep.
All right. And so, some traveler on the road, some many miles away, hears the sound of wolves howling in the night and gets a little bit of a fright as they continue along. But the two of you are having a wonderful night with being more of yourselves, the werewolf side. When your trance is done, you kind of wrap up, at the end of your trance, and then you find your way back early morning to camp, so you can actually take a proper trance if you want to not get that point of exhaustion, and that'll be, you'll sleep in Pastilla like 2 hours. That's it. Once you wake up, you see the two of them have returned, a little dirty, but peaceful.
Fantastic. Got the aftercare basket ready.
Oh, nice.
and nice transformation protein breakfast.
Awesome. They're gonna need fiber. That's what they'll.
Okay, there you go. I'm still learning.
Nice. Oh, that's so silly. All right, so once everyone's up, cleaned, there's a river nearby. You can get washed up and everything changed. You're ready for the day. It's around 10:30 a.m. the next day. Just keeping track of the time here. 10:30 on the next day. That was the second, so it's the third. So sorry. I've had to do so much math the past couple months when I'm like, oh, what day? So I'm really trying to stick to it. You're right outside of Stonemaier by only a couple of hours. You heading to the city's entrance?
Yeah.
One thing you haven't noticed since arriving, the howling is no longer situated above the mountain in the city, Stonemaier. Looks like it definitely took a toll. As you know, it was over there for at least a week before you were here last time. The whole place was flooded as it was flooding the mountain and the libraries within. They were moving books and hardly letting anyone in. There's a lot of debris, stone, branches, trees, and such askew along the mountain as you look up the mountainside by the entrance. But it looks like it's been at least a few weeks since the howling left and went elsewhere or dissipated. You're about to head to the entrance. I guess I want to check with Figor first and see if you at all change appearances, or if you're going to be, what's her name again?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, and what's her name one more time if you have it handy?
Vixia.
Vixia, thank you. All right. You all approach. Now Fedora appearing as... Can you describe Vixia once again, if you don't mind?
She's a satyr. Brown fur, brown hair, green eyes. Her hair's pulled back into a braid. She wears, simple clothing and carries a staff on her back.
She has on her clothing that patch for the Institute for Advanced Thinkers out in, I believe, Liam's Landing, I think is where that's situated. Guards approach. You go through the regular thing like you did last time. They're allowing, as always, they've opened the doors again to visitors. It's mostly people of academic backgrounds here to study that they let in. But they let the occasional, there are people that come in and use the gift shop and they get to check like level 1 books, things like that. So they let all of you in. You step into that vast open like 2 cave system where there's a cafeteria. It's like a food mall at the food. Oh my gosh, why can't I think of the word food court at the mall? Where all the tables and then around the 2 things, all the stuff to get set up. Last time you were here, you were assisted by 9th Librarian Peter Cartwright. And so I guess I'll check in and see what you'd all like to do. I believe you have access to 2nd Librarian material and below. Unlimited.
Sick.
So you all have badges to attest to that as well.
Mm-hmm. So, I guess I will start my research on shapeshifters and ways to identify them, I guess.
Nice, okay.
And then my second topic will be Myth Rana.
You all begin heading in. You have a rough idea, at least from the last time you were here, where a lot of the good stuff is,
Yeah.
And so I guess I'll ask if you just want to try and find your way through. It is Farah. You'll have a pretty decent idea because of your stint here, several months stint here back in the day undercover. But it's a vast thing, and you might need someone to help, at least to make it a little easier on yourselves. Be like, oh, over here, over there, that's the room for that. Is there anyone you want to look for in particular? There's the 3rd Librarian, Agos Skedlinian, that Vixia got to know undercover. And there's 9th Librarian Peter Cartwright that you all know from last time. Or do you just want to ask any old librarian?
Well, obviously, oh, sorry, you're asking.
No, go ahead.
I was like, well, obviously, I want to ask the one that they got to know because I am super curious.
Okay, you ask around a little bit for or are you asking for Agos then? Or if Dia knows the name, yeah, because you mentioned it before. So
Yeah.
Dia, you ask around. But they see your badges, like you're effectively 2nd Librarian status, so you're above Agos technically right now with your perks. Oh, yes, of course. Absolutely. I'll get it right now. They scurry off, kind of like, who are these 3 people that have 2nd Librarian access but are not librarians here? And so you're waiting a little bit. While you're waiting, you hear maybe a little familiar voice. You're all back as well. You must have heard that it's no longer flooding. You turn and look and see the very beautiful statuesque fairy in her early 30s. She's about 6'8", pretty tall. Vermouth Lestate, who's also from the Institute for Advanced Thinkers. She had left last time you were here because the place was flooded and everything, but she's back. I've been here just for a week or so. Yeah, wait, I'm so sorry. You're not visiting with your... did your other friend graduate?
Yes.
It's always bittersweet, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I think in the dragon chat it's just like, I super apologize for what I'm about to do. I'm just a little paranoid, and I'm just gonna rub my hand across the true sight mark
Oh, that's
for
so
a second.
cool. That's so cool. Let me think, actually, because so True Sight Mark has a whole thing with Moonfell. Okay, so what you say? Man, and oh, that's really cool that you did it here. Okay, couple of things. First, you see this her form effective for all intents and purposes stays the same, except you
Okay.
get to see the Feywild version of this fairy. That
Ooh.
is, there's just all this additional like captivating essence to her. The magic just exudes, and the artistry in her wings, the colors and shapes in her wings, facial structure, everything just very, very much, it's glowing almost. You see the life of this mountain. It's not alive. It's not like Orin where there's a heart somewhere pumping or anything. But you just see the energy of all the people here, the knowledge and the magic, because you know what's in here. Like Mistress Spellbook, probably other things like that. You
Yeah.
just see the ebb and flow of magic and life, which takes like a good 10-15 seconds to kind of like adjust to in this space. It looks, pretty much the same. It's kind of like veins that run through the stone, and this luminescent light dust that just flows off of people and mingles and flows through the whole space. But nothing off-putting or nothing like, she's not a giant spider or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, she's good.
We're just now dealing with shapeshifters, so everyone's a possible
Oh,
enemy.
yeah.
So yeah, I'll shut it off very quickly, seeing that they are not a false. They are not a false vermouth. And just rub my temples because, forgot there was so much magic in this place. Ah. Yes, it is a delight to see you again, standing so above us so beautifully.
Yeah,
So,
what are you here studying this time?
fey creatures, actually.
Oh, wonderful. It's truly so many across the Feywild. And more coming to the Prime by the day.
Trying to find. Whereas, I guess I hope this doesn't come across off as rude. I was wondering is it a inherent ability for Fae for illusion magic and disguises? Is that something that is innate among all Fae, or
Not all,
is the
but
skill?
many.
Okay.
Yes, there's certain things that seem to run through most, at least humanoid Fae. Some of the more mindless creatures also possess this ability of just innate magic. Very hard to put asleep with magic as well. Very resistant to being put asleep by magic. But yes, you'll find it quite frequently. Magic is sort of just so imbued in everything there, very much including most of life.
All right.
Illusion magic, at least a third of the life there, I think, can use it. Nothing's really as it seems in the Fae, and life adjusts accordingly. So
Makes sense.
I'm here studying the Kraken. Yes, quite interesting. I don't know if you're familiar.
No idea.
Magnificent creatures said to be simply aeons old, serving old gods from previous, from wherever some of us came from, other primes. It looked like octopi, but several hundred feet in the making. And they occupy the depths. They affect nature around them for miles too. The sea life, storms, rather intriguing. Difficult to find anyone willing to sail out and investigate any of these purported sightings of storms and upset sea life and such, but plenty to be studied still.
Well, I wish you luck on your endeavors for such a creature.
Thank you. And you all as well. I'm sure I'm tying you up. Have a lovely time here. Maybe we'll run into one another again.
Perhaps.
Take care, all of you. Ta. And heads off. And not long after, Agos arrives. Figure out, what does Agos look like? What do you want him to look like?
I mean, I feel like it had been established already, but I don't remember at all.
Oh, okay, he looks like whatever we said last time we were here.
Someone go back to the archives.
But dapper to some degree. Oh, hello. Vixia.
Hello.
Dia, if I recall?
Yes, but it's okay. You can ignore me. It's fine. Continue.
And yes, I can't remember if you used your real name when you were here, Ladrian, but I feel like
We're using my real name from here on out. I'm
okay.
not doing nicknames anymore.
Oh no, you scarred. That's so funny.
Hard for life.
Ladrian, yes.
Never
It wasn't
again.
Ray. Just
I
kidding.
don't know what I used. We're just doing Ladrin.
Okay.
Just good old fashioned Ladrin.
Well, I understand you're here for, you were asking for me?
Yeah.
Here I
Listen,
am.
darling, we're looking for some books.
Oh, yes. What?
I need to conduct research on shapeshifters, Hask, etc.
Right to business, of course. Well, let me show you the way. There are a few stops we can make. Yes, this way. And we'll lead you through many a cave. Now not flooding. They seem to have returned a lot of the books, dried out the areas, dried out books that needed it, returned things. You had up to a really deep place in the mountains, probably like an hour and a half, 2.5, probably almost a 3 hour now that I think about it, because it's deep in the mountain where like second level librarian access stuff is. I think you'll find we have some summoning magic in this particular study chamber. It will pull from second level librarian alcoves and lower. And it's just 8 different desks set up in a nice comfortable room. There's bookshelves that adorn the outer walls, but at each desk it's about 4 feet wide, maybe like 2.5, 3 feet deep. The very back foot of it is a 3-tiered bookshelf, and with, a thought I want, as he explains, and you think of shapeshifter, you think of Hask, it'll pull references from all the other alcoves of the library here. They just appear on the shelves, they apparate, you pull it off, and you can research, and when you're done you put it in the lower shelf and it sends it back where it goes. This should make quicker work. And with your taps on his own badge, you'll have access to second librarian material in town. Those meals are brought in 4 times a day, so don't worry about needing to find your way all the way back to the cafeteria to eat. And there are restroom facilities around the corner. So, is that all you need, Vixia?
I think that shall be it for now. Thank you.
Yes, of course. I will see myself out. Take care and best of luck. Disappointed, he heads out of the out of the room. And
turns to Dia.
The moldings of the ceiling, very impressive. I'm gonna go this way.
Amazing. With that, Dia actually steps right out of the room and down to the restroom facilities because she really had to go. And we'll take it. And we'll take it. Or just needed an excuse to scooch. And that's where we will take our bio break. So we'll keep our audio hot. Chat with us if you like, and we'll see you in about 10 minutes. Boop. Button has been pressed. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna get a snack probably.
Gotta go refill my water.
Oh, nice. Good thinking. And then we get to research things. Yay.
Yes. No, go back. Perfect.
Obviously. All right. Oh, so what? Got 5 minutes. No. Here's a phone looking. There's home looking. You're alive. Oh. Really? You want milk or anything? Okay. Welcome. Oh. Hey, Frozen, nice. Nice to see you. Is that the Kraken? I have a file, a 3D mini file to print one out, and the big printer so I can print it, but no resin. So, Frozen, hey, Dark Horse. Oh, sweet, it's in a dragon. That's awesome. And oh, I was like, in a dragon loot. I'm like, no, it's a mimic. I fell for it. Frozen. I guess I should be eating this. What do we got? Oh, I got a minute. Oh, I got only a minute. Oh. Just keep the BRB screen up for a minute. Sorry, players. You guys don't watch me eat a sandwich in disgust.
Yum.
Oh.
I gotta check on Nova in like an hour, maybe.
Okay.
It's just to turn on her little heat lamp. She's hibernating.
Bring us
now.
back live. Boop.
While you're still eating.
Oh shit. I mean, hi everybody. I'm not clicking the wrong things. Everything's fine. You know what would be helpful? AirPods, so I could hear anything at all being said.
There you go.
There we go. There we go. Right, is Ryan. Well, here we are in Stonemire, the library city built into the mountain. It has different towers and sections that rise up through the mountain and out of the side of the mountain. But for the majority of it, in about almost a 7-hour span from one side to the other to walk it, in tunnels and caves and things hewn out by humanoids, exists Stonemire, the city within the mountain. The whole thing is a library. There are places to stay, little areas to sleep, eat, but is mostly for academics and storage of what's considered, the greatest bits of whether literature or, you know, um, wow, no matter the genre, no matter the content, the greatest in its categories, you'll find it here, and very much including mysteries and works from older primes before the Sundering, where they're all smushed into this new one. Lots of mysterious works and some other things. Our players discovered that while there are no gods here after the Sundering, just the primordials to rule over everyone, remnants that remain. Mistress Spellbook was here and almost lost. Last time they were here, they helped save Mistress Spellbook. So some relics of great magical power stored here as well. But for now, they are here to study and get answers on Hask, one of the 7 lost gods. They've converted the first one they encountered. They saved it from its madness and brought it to their side to assist. Hask was the next that they've encountered. They're looking for answers on that, answers for Nithrana. And that's where we are. So I'm going to go to my notes for all that. Here we go. So, oh my gosh, I don't know why this travel music is just sounding so loud. There we go. Maybe that's a little better there. And with that, it's study time. Dia returns from the bathroom in one piece, no danger, totally herself and not replaced. No, just kidding. She's you all sit down. It's just the 3 of you in here. The room's reserved because you have second librarian status. Second only to first librarian status, of which there is 1 individual. You are among, I think there are 6 other second level librarians, or 4, I think, is very few. Half a dozen or fewer. So I guess I'll ask for some investigation checks with advantage, very low DCs, because you kind of have everything working towards you here. Books that come, and have references to the things you're thinking of as you reach into the shelf, and then I'll go around and check. Ladrum, what'd you get for the first round?
I'm so glad I was at advantage. 11.
Mm-hmm.
I got distracted by a archery book or something.
Oh, nice. I love it. Let's see then. Bayura, how about you?
Nat 20 for 29.
Wow. I will get back to that one as well then. Dia, how about you?
A dirty 20.
Ooh, okay.
Wow.
Ladrian, you do find books on archery. You do get distracted.
Yay!
Your mind just kind of like, you have like that intrusive thought, like, I wonder if I could shoot so that, someone down the hallway from here, if my aim's, or whatever the intrusive thought might be. And, or just thinking, I like archery, like when you were trying to think of other things, like, ugh. But archery books come up and you learn, there's quite a bit. You get kind of pulled in, like, oh, different styles, different interests. There's like the fighter style of archery, other things. In case there's anything you wanted to take notes on and study for, you're welcome to, kind of go down that route if you want.
I would love to. I mean, like, weapon-wise, she knows, but she wants to study more for reasons.
Excellent. We'll go over to Dia's next, because we're going to 29. This is a check for, I'm just going to break it up by area. I think you are basically going to look for shape changers as the first thing, and then Nithrana as the second. So
Yes.
here's what the 2 of you.
Oh, if I could.
Yeah, go for it.
If I could also add, because I was going through my notes, it said that Hosk often takes the form of a minotaur.
Mhm.
So look up what the heckaroonie those are.
Nice. You did the Minotaur stuff out of the way pretty quickly. The half man, half bull kind of creatures often, told in tales of guarding labyrinths, but found elsewhere as well, but usually solitary. Often created by magical means and not by procreation. But you get a number of sketches, they're kind of like bull up top and like bull and human down bottom. I'm just kidding. This is being an idiot, sorry. Some sketches a little more detailed than others, yeah. Some of the page folds down. Again, just being an idiot, I'm so sorry. Then you carry on to look at doppelgangers, and the two of you find separate but very interesting things. Let me make sure I'm parsing this out correctly. Okay. So, Dia, here's what you find. I'm gonna say with Feora, she's gonna learn about doppelgangers and a little bit about Hask specifically, since I think you're all looking for Hask as well. So that 29 will pull in some extra info. Dia, you find that there are a lot of counts for there's different species among shape changers. There's shape shifters or shape changers themselves are their own sort of species. Then there's doppelgangers, which are sort of a couple steps over in the family tree. That don't really exist anymore, doppelgangers. In fact, most accounts of doppelgangers come from ancient texts from previous primes, or what you're pulling. They speak of variations on these doppelgangers. Well, your dirty 20 get a good bit of information. They're not simply doppelgangers. There are doppelgangers, but then there are variations, including a more powerful type than the typical, known as by a few names: greater doppelgangers, elder doppelgangers, or mirrorkin, as they are not only able to duplicate appearance, but personality and memories as well. And that's a distinction from like shape changers of today and your typical doppelganger. These can actually be found among any species. They're sort of something from the elder races is where these came from. The ones before, in a number of these books you're finding these previous primes, before humans and all that, there were like 5 elder races, the first races that lived for millions of years, and it kind of comes from them down to all the current species. So every so often you can end up with a shape changer or a doppelganger or a mirrorkin like this. Okay. I think that's the big thing for you, that there are these elder species. No, that's a separate note, that there are elder species from previous primes. They're powerful and mostly extinct across primes. Those are those like 5 species that predate humans and everything that lives today. And there are thoughts proposed by scholars long past that Hask may belong to one of these elder species. With indicators pointing to Batrachi, the Batrachi species, which I think is more of like a snake-like kind of species. And with your other information, you know that elder doppelgangers, mirrorkin, they can come from any species. So little info you're kind of tying together as a possibility. Thoughts on him coming from an elder species and maybe being one of these mirrorkin. For Feora with the 29, you find some other information. You're actually finding a lot of the same information as you're going through, but you get to a book before Dia does, where a small folded piece of paper, well, material, falls out. And you open it up and take a look. It's notes from a researcher, previous researcher. They tucked this in and missed it when they left. But this is in the same era book, a different book talking about elder doppelgangers and Mirrorkin, and the notes in this little paper that fell out. That researcher was making reference to the Mirrorkin, pondering how to counter such an effect. In fact, you can read the rabbit hole they go down on this thing. Like, yeah, but you could do this, and then it's scratched out. Like, no, because they have memories of the past. You can do this, but not if they're an elder race. And like a lot, like the kind of the conversation you all had as you were like troubleshooting, like how do we tell? And it just kind of goes down this rabbit hole of nope, 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 nope. You see that written down, and each line kind of struck through with a note like no, because of this. Except the final line. And in fact, it's the final note on this thing, like they thought of it and left, not struck through. And it says, again, the final thought left and marked, considers if the being known as the mirror person would have the power to show a Mirrorkin's true reflection. And you remember rumors, you'll recall rumors of the mirror person at Mirror Lake just outside of Crystalbrook. Don't look into the lake. Mirror person might look back, pull you into their realm. Just outside of Crystalbrook. Additionally, you find, thankfully, as far as information to dig up and preparations go, very thankfully, an entry specifically about Hask, mostly focused on accounts of a massive creature that often accompanies them, and different hypotheses as to what it could be. Most of these hypotheses point to some variation of a purple worm as their best guess. But the descriptors are too different. They're definitely not identifying a purple worm, but by all other accounts, it's the closest thing that's known to whatever this big creature is. And so the three of you, Ladrin, you get, so basically, because you're pursuing that, you're starting to learn a little bit about the archery skill that fighters have. And I believe it gives like a +1 or +2. So you don't learn it, but you can write down plenty of notes to start practicing that stuff and learn that in your travels if you want. As Fiora and Dia, the two of you sit down and kind of compare notes. Just to summarize, this collection of relatively disparate information actually begins to piece together to form a larger picture, or a hypothesis at least. Perhaps Hask is an elder doppelganger, a Mirrorkin, from the elder species known as the Batrachi. Perhaps a mirror person can offer a solution. And oh, right. You then pursue, when you're 29, because it's such a massive role, you take a little time to look up the mirror person. And related searches about the mirror person surmise a Fae origin, the mirror person, and don't recommend initiating an encounter without the ward and letter of introduction of an Archfey at a minimum. So, you happen to know some Archfey, but some sort of a safety ward and some sort of letter of introduction kind of thing. And that's where we end there. So I'm actually going to pause because, lunch comes and you're all able to sit down and kind of discuss this. I'll let you roleplay it if you want, discussing that before we go to Nethrana. Very tasty lunch. whatever they deliver.
I learned a new fighting style, or I'm learning. I am diving. I forgot what we were looking for. I got distracted. So, did y'all find anything?
A lot of speculation, but Feora found some very good, a good possible next. I just bit my tongue.
Oh no,
no.
you're right.
Ouch.
Oh,
All
And,
roleplay. Serena's fine. No, just
oh,
kidding.
I'm good.
I hope you're okay.
Method.
Oh, poor thing.
But Feora found some good leads pertaining to what Haas could be, and a possible way to see their identity through this fake creature called the Mirror Person.
Oh. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Is oh goodness, Big Mommy who gave us a castle in the sky.
Aileen?
Aveline.
You. I really need to learn her name instead of the acronyms we give her.
Aveline.
Is she an archfey? Or
No, but I
The
imagine.
water gymnast. Oh, sorry.
I imagine Eladrin is.
Mm.
Oh, Lindra?
Alindra.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Alindra.
Yes.
Yes.
This is Cersei. With
Do we have contact with Cersei?
she showed up at your party, your housewarming party.
Yeah.
I think we have like a sending stone to Aveline, Lilith. I
Is
thought
Alindra-
someone had one.
Is
For
Alindra
Cersei.
connected to it too?
Yeah, we have one with Eladrin.
Okay. Can we
Well,
send? We could send a message to Alindra if they could send us a letter of introduction and a ward. Can you send a ward in the mail?
Wait. I don't. Okay. I just have in parentheses given, but I do have in the bag of holding articles of introduction for. Oh, that's for Alindra. Never mind. We need vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Please proceed.
I think the one to Elindra's in my inventory because when she had offered it, I snagged it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we had it here. Given to Feora. Okay. I don't have it. Not in the bag.
You can also take it out of the bag if you want.
No.
Okay.
It's too late. It's too late.
And you can just
Yeah.
put it in yours. It's fine.
Or we can keep it in the. Yep.
Oh,
I think I had it like given, as in it was given to Alindra, so we still have it.
okay.
Mm.
Yeah, you definitely have one to Lindra. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Aveline, Alindra, and Lilith for sure. I believe
Okay.
Alejandro, for what it's worth, gave you one.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I don't think Cersei did, but she was there at the party, like
Yeah.
celebrating it all.
I mean, it'd
Are
probably
the-
be easier just to reach out to Alindra since we
Yes.
can actually directly contact her.
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea what the fuck Cersei's doing right now.
Mm,
Probably freezing someone solid.
What's up, Boo?
nice.
How those little pets doing of yours?
And just to help frame it too, Aveline is sort of a main central contact for you all too. She's the one that allows you to kind of recruit these people, and she's sort of the one that's managing everybody on that big group of powerful people you've recruited. It's sort of her vision. So if you can't get in contact with an individual, or if you're like, hey, who's available, Aveline's also a person you could end up reaching out to.
Mhm.
Excuse me. All right. Lunch finishes up. You want to dive into Nethrana research, or do you have messages to send?
I can handle the message if you all want to do Mithrana. That way we can just tackle both things at once.
May I make a suggestion since it went so poorly for me that my investigation skills are shit?
Would you like to? Do you want to send the letter then?
I can.
All right.
Yeah, just say we need articles of introduction to Nithrana
And a safety ward.
and a safety.
Because I don't know how to do wardings. It's never come up.
I'll just make a note. Articles of introduction and a safety ward. Okay.
Unrelated to the actual important stuff that we're looking up, but I also want to find a book for 2-weapon fighting styles, specifically fighter.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, you have as much time as you want to spend here, too, so.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it before I forget.
Okay. You kind of like pull in a few books on that and them out and then put your book, you know. Oh, this tea's lovely. It starts filling up. So you'll have those to study with on your travels.
Do they have... Because I've noticed a lot of collections of knowledge from other primes in this library. Is there anything about dragons?
You've not seen... You do that, nothing shows up. Not a single book.
Interesting. All right. I might have flagged the first librarian, so if they come in asking questions, don't shrug. I don't know.
Flag them how?
Oh, I was looking to see, because I noticed that this place has a lot of cross-reference on other primes, which means there are people who sat and recorded the knowledge that they had. So I was just wondering if there was anything about dragons, because I had noticed the more we continue on this journey, the more... And I just like take off my gloves and show how much the scales have progressed, because now they're all the way like up to my elbow on my arms, and my nails are kind of much longer. And so yes, so that's been happening.
Are you worried about this?
I don't know. Oh. I was going to ask Grandmama, but I was just also wondering if there was perhaps any mention of dragons here, and since nothing came up, that tells me that it's first librarian material, or third. I'm not sure which direction the level of importance goes. So they might just get a flag that it's like someone's looking for dangerous material. So if they come in asking questions, just go, what? Dragoons? I don't understand. So.
Okay. Will you settle back in to research? So I guess Fiora and Dia can go ahead and roll investigation check with advantage. Again, kind of a low DC. And the threat would ordinarily be pretty high. It's not low, but it's lower drastically because of some material here. Meanwhile, Ladrin, go ahead and send your message, and then I'll check their numbers.
It was the Aveline, right? Okay.
Whoever you wish. There's the Lindra. Okay, Aveline's your water mommy.
I think
water genasi.
Yes. Hey, librarian mommy. That's not what I say. I think it. Sorry, I was looking for my.
Out of that. I'm sure she's.
Yes, Aveline is who I had. Okay, so I'm gonna say, hey. We need articles of introduction and a safety ward for Nanthrana, please. It's important. How are you? Okay, bye.
Okay, perfect. All right, and I will check those investigation checks then while we wait for a response. Fiora, what'd you get?
25.
Jeez, nice. And Dia?
I rolled double 5s for a total of 6.
Yay! Nice. Yeah, with a 6, there's just all of the same obscure references, like 3 basic bits of info, like the name is out there as an archfey, and that's what you find with a 6, like 3 different ways, just the same info.
Understood.
You know more already than you get in the books, you know. You know what she looks like and this and that. Let's see, 25, you said, Feyora? Okay. So you feel like you're exhausting the information that they have on this one. It just isn't a lot. But you do find you feel probably everything that they have on this round. As an archfey, first sort of discovered on this prime around the same time as Alindra. They don't really know much about her intents and purposes, or anything with loose alignment or anything like that. There's a couple references, really more just people hypothesizing, is she related to the primordials with her, they reference an ability to control, um it's all question, right? They don't know. They're like, control heat, control magma, related to primordials somehow. This is a lot of speculation you're getting in your material. Often not specifically called Nithrana in your material. Probably the difference between like what Dia came like. Hers was Nithrana this, and you kind of had like Nithrana or anyone fitting this description, and hence you get like the magma fire, bits like that. Um, and just that she's really not found or seen, low profile, and that there seems to be a great fear of even mentioning her name among the fey creatures and those that are in the know. So kind of what some different hypothesis, about the boop, and not much that lets you really gives you any sort of pinpoint information or anything like that. She's just You've exhausted the information here. She's just a mystery, as opposed to Alindra that's like come around and is doing a tour, like announcing, I'm sort of the queen of things, of Eladrin. I'm an archfey and I'm here with Aveline, I'm gonna assist, and Cersei's here, and they're forming this big group of like, we're gonna help you, keep the light shining here as we, reach 100 years post Sundering. Adrian, you get a response from Aveline. Oh, patron, what a delight! Very fortuitous timing. I've heard of some of your exploits. Would love to catch up. I have a lead on the throne and can help with your request. Travel to me? You just have the sending stone. So when she doesn't get a reply, like through other means, like 3 minutes later, just a sending stone. And so you can reply to this message. I can send someone to teleport you up to Oberman's Mill if you wish, and supply you with most of what you need and some very helpful, useful information. Shall I?
Before she responds, she's going to turn to Feora and DM be like, "Hey, Aveline can zap us out of here to Oberman's Mills. She's got a lead on Ninthrana and wants us to come to her, but she can teleport us over there, so we don't have to travel."
Oh, that'd be amazing. I'll have to leave a note at the end here. I just want
Yes.
you to know where we're going.
Oh no, that's fair.
But I'm
fair.
yes.
Can we tell her to wait to teleport me until after I get these books copied?
Yes, absolutely.
We can say like tomorrow.
Whatever works, as long as I get these copied.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's take the day. I'll tell her we'll be good tomorrow after lunch.
Hmm.
That's maybe that's fair.
Okay.
Okay, so she'll respawn back to Aveline. We need at least until tomorrow after lunch, if you don't mind. We're trying to copy some things down and do a little more research, and then we'll be happy to be beamed to Oberman's Mill. May have been one too many words, but
That's
just
fine. That's she'll use another spell slot and just reply. Of course, take your time. I'll have someone meet you at the entrance to Stonemire after lunch. Probably Ricardo, maybe Genevieve. They'll see you teleported. Forward to catching up. And yeah, that ends that. So I guess my big question is, Ladrian and Fiora, you have things that you're like copying and taking notes so you can study on the road. Do you have anything skill wise?
Oh goodness.
We could be looking for proficiency in a skill that you maybe don't have proficiency in, or maybe expertise in a skill you already have proficiency in. Maybe a skill from another class that you can kind of tie into your own. Based on what it is, there'll be different like learning curve and amount of time, yada yada yada. But
Oh shit.
do
Okay,
it.
I didn't know that was all possible here.
Oh,
For the purpose of time,
yeah. You tell me later.
I will tell you later.
Okay, yeah. Understood.
I'm like,
Too much to look up, Dan. Nice. Okay.
is there a possibility, like, if I were looking, I mean, I guess I just need to copy it down. Like you know what? Never mind. I'll message you. I'll
Ooh,
message you
whisper. Okay, cool.
in retcon.
All right, understood. Very neat. So, I'm just gonna say time will go until tomorrow for teleport, unless anyone has anything they want to roleplay. Oh, okay. Copy notes, copy books, gather all the information, kind of get a good sleep, wrapping your head around some of this. Like, hey, I mean, you may have some answers on Hask, and maybe even how to counter this, like, ridiculous ability of theirs. So you head out, you find Genevieve there, ready to teleport you today, and she'll just double check. A halfling woman, red hair, messy red hair, some freckles, and just look up. This is everyone then. Everyone, three of you. I'm so sorry. I thought they were four.
It'll be 3 today.
I'll all right. They can see they kind of stepped in it a little. They hold hands, hold hands in a circle, and poof, you appear just outside, partway down the walkway of Aveline's main. Very, front door service. And very well. Best of luck to you all. Sorry again. Me. Go to leave the
That's what
estate.
you thought. May I ask
Oh,
how do you teleport? How do you do that thing?
oh, well, I learned in I can't think of the institute here, but the college here. She's a wizard.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Mm.
I learned there the nature of teleportation. I don't know that I can quite, explain the whole problem, but that's why I learned it. I can travel with up to, I think it's 8 or 9 other people.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Oh,
It's just
of
I'm
course.
quite interested.
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. Aveline will know where to find me, and
Mhm.
wonderful. Hey,
I would like to make a little note.
yeah.
If we were all holding hands in this
Hmm.
like teleportation kumbaya circle, when we bamf out, Ladrin's gonna hold on just a little bit longer to Feora's hand,
Oh!
and
Mhm.
then we could chat. Continue.
Nice. Swinging arms. Nice. Love it. All right. You all head in. The door swings open, and Andolin says, "Well, these are my favorite people. Welcome back. Uh, Wait, please tell me that Tuna's just taking an extra minute."
We got separated.
Oh no! I'm sorry. Come on in. Come on, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
It's fine. We're
Pats on the
it's fine.
shoulder.
They'll be fine.
You're right. It will. Evelyn, you're all good at these things. I've no doubt they're fine. You see them like looking off a little bit, like we're their dad, but but they're not like in a dark way, but just like their own concern, like oh, it's fine. They show you the way in. Get set up in the waiting, like the reading room there. It's just off to the side where you first all met. Everyone kind of naturally finds their way back almost to the seats where you first met, just really droning home again the empty spot where Tuna was the first time we met here. Snacks or drinks? Maybe drinks.
Oh,
Yes.
I had my fill for
All
the
right.
moment, so a very nice sparkling berry water would be perfect.
And two. She gets everyone what they want. Evelyn, you should be right down. I'm just thrilled that you're all here, and gets all the stuff for you all, and heads out. And then maybe 3 minutes later, Evelyn shows up. Let's see. Evelyn is she has well, it's kind of a little bit late, so she comes down in a rather cozy sweater. Has very shallow, like turtleneck almost. The shoulders are open, as you can see, like the super cool, like big ass like shoulders. 'Cause she's got that martial artist build. And they drape down long over the arms, and a very roomy sweater and a nice there's some sort of a mid-sized skirt, then over it is like very like a sheer light blue thin material, something very fine that just kind of glimmers and dances over the skirt. And she's um favorite people. Um, I'm just heard from Andelin that he was sadly separated from Tuna. Can you fill me in on all your exploits and what happened, and so we can get to the point?
Regale them.
Mm. Oh, you keep they're going through this like what like all the stuff. Oh, that's incredible. I'm trying to think of the last time that you touched base. I think it was before your no, you touched base just after the swamp through message.
Yes, through message. Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
think yeah, she gave us like a tip for Poison Lady for
Mm.
Ladrin.
oh,
That
are
was
you
last
telling
time.
her everything you experienced? Like, right, that meeting Lennox, going, all the stuff with your family, Dia, and everything?
I mean, I'll tell them about the Hosk part
Okay.
and that it does have to do with trade, so I'll tell them that the disappearance of my parents is also related possibly to Hosk. But I won't tell them anything about my Titar or anything like that. That's personal.
Nice, nice. Okay, perfect. Oh, been through so much in Hask. Sounds clearly we need as many heavy hitters in our corner as we can. Um, Thankfully we have Cersei, and it seems like I've got some information on the Throna, and you're ready to pursue recruiting her. Also certainly a heavy hitter. Um, but in regards to Tuna, I will cast the largest net I can, and, figuratively, of course, uh, in both the Belmonts and Avalon, everything up the coast, um, and see, any reports of tiefling being found. Thankfully, Tuna stands out a bit, but in a number of wonderful ways. But one, of course, being the rarity that is tiefling.
It's true.
Mm.
Sorry. Okay. Mhm.
Oh, she sees like the pain, like right. Well, just know that I've been doing everything that I can. I think we'll skip if you based on the you tell her like the rough area where that happened, because if she's gonna ask, like, I'd like to send some search parties out, but it
Yeah.
is like 3 days
Yeah,
from now.
I'll give the it is, but I feel like the from what we've been told, my Tita's Island is hard to find if like the
Yeah.
cove where the Black Pearl was birthed. Only people who've been there know how to get there.
Nice, nice. Yeah, yeah. Okay, perfect. I'm good. Then I'll send some from Avalon. In fact, there's some rather new forms of ship that I think will be perfect for what we're looking for here: recovery, search and recovery, and hopefully find them and reunite you soon. But to matters at hand, um, I would say that regarding Nathrana, um, I've learned, partly based on what you've discussed and partly through some connections that we've made with Alindra and Cersei and Lilith and those in the Feywild, that Nisrana seems to regularly use Maze Manor to navigate the world. I believe you mentioned the doorway to Maze Manor at the bottom of the lake near Sunhaven. I've come to understand that doors open rather easily from the outside, not so easily from the inside. You need a key or some sort of access to exit a door to elsewhere, but finding your way into Maze Manor is much easier. Hence, you being able to close the door and her not being able to open it. Um,
Is that the same place we found that first cultist was in Maze Manor as well?
yes, that was the other occasion you mentioned. Um, they had a spell almost cast through shrubs to enter Maze Manor. Um, However, I do need to say that I feel that as things are, we have a good chance of recruiting Nathrana, but not without a gift or a bargaining chip of some sort. I think would be most prudent. Then, once we get Nisrana in to our council here, can begin to sway her mind and show the worthiness and pragmatism in forming this group that we are. I think it'll benefit Nisrana as well. And I've talked enough to Alindra to take a bit of a back seat with this, as I know there's some tension between the two of them. So I've learned, I've also learned that there's something Nisrana is keen on having, but doesn't seem to be able to, as there's a number of there's a warning that prevents a Fae in particular, but from approaching within 100-some feet. Now, mortals and the like can approach, however, it's under careful lock and key as well. And I've tracked down its location, its rough location, and I'd like to task you all with acquiring it, that we might use it to strike not a deal, but at least recruit Nathrana, give her something. I don't think she'll join without something to tip the scales.
Mm-hmm.
There's an item located in God-Eye Harbor. It's protected by a god-touched ward from a previous prime. More specifically, the item is a cobalt blue diamond known as the Faete diamond. It's a raw, physical manifestation of the magics which the Sundering nearly 100 years ago. Now, mind you, I reassure you that even with Nathrana having the Faete diamond, she accepts and we give it to her. Despite all of her power, she can still be held in check easily by the power of the council and all the allies you've managed to bring together here. This diamond itself doesn't hold any power of significance that we understand. It's held by the zealots of God-Eye Harbor as a beacon of sorts to call their gods back.
The second God Eye was mentioned, Feyor's eye starts twitching violently.
Namely, don't kind of clock that.
Do you know about it, Feyor? Or is this a conversation for
I mean, I didn't know about this artifact specifically, but I've been up there. And we're positive it's God Eyes Harbor. It's not.
Yes, it's apparently something they hold dear, considering it a beacon, sending out a message to return, deities, return.
Of course they would. Idiots.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you had experience there?
Unfortunately. Yes. They're.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll remind you, of course, that any, an item of any lesser value would not serve the task at hand of recruiting Nisrana.
Right.
However, there are far more dangerous items out there. This is the least dangerous that I think will tip the scales for.
If we come across any, we'll just make it a backup plan.
Yes, it should keep her busy for at least a decade, and between the incredible council that you've managed to assemble for me here and us in this room, I think we could manage things if anything gets out of hand. But I truly believe Nisrata will see at least the pragmatism in aligning with this council and keeping things in relative check versus the chaos of what is just beyond the veil, things like the lost gods and otherwise. But again, as Fae, we cannot. None of us can approach it. The ward is this god touched item from a previous crime. I don't know exactly or specifically what it is. Just that the ward sits beside the Fate diamond always. So it shouldn't affect any of you. But there will be, I'm sure, plenty of security and otherwise. This Fate diamond previously belonged to was found in the Feywild and then in transit to be researched was stolen by some of these zealots and brought to their Godai Harbor. So, in a manner of speaking, we're looking to return it to Fae.
All right.
But again, she's been known to travel through Maze Manor. If we can procure this item, then I feel like we just need to find an unlocked entrance to Maze Manor. I'm
We found
researching.
one.
Oh, okay, wonderful. And then just see if she's currently there, or if not, leave a hard to miss message for her, remembering that we're trying to recruit her and not push her away.
Okay.
But that's where we stand. You found so much on Hask, that's incredible. I can give you, Elindra should be back through the city and I think, gosh, I don't know what day it is now because we moved around Friday, and within 2 days. Um, of course, she can move wherever she wishes. I'll send a message and see if she's willing to come and give a board, and I'm sure she will not mind, especially on behalf of all of you. But take a day or two and see the city has done well since your last visit, readjusting and almost, I wouldn't say thriving yet, but getting close. And of course, stay in your state for days, rest.
Yes. How is that coming along? Just curious.
Oh, everything is complete. All of your requests have been seen to, and it's lightly furnished, but I've left a bit of a sketched catalog for other furniture. I didn't want to make any assumptions on decor, but you gave me all that you wish for many of the rooms, and that has been done. But there's still areas that are a bit vacant, so feel free to peruse. That's in your kitchen drawer next to the refrigerator, the chilled box for food with ice magic. Um, Quite lovely. Do you need a I can't quite do what Cersei could do with a giant hand raising you up there, but I'm sure I can find someone to fly you up or cast some magic.
We can manage.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Very well. It's good to catch up with you all. And we will find Tuna. We will. I'm sure. And we have a lot of magic at our disposal should something have happened to them. So I know we don't want to think of the worst case. But even still, there are things that you can try.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anything that would be resistant or helpful to rocks falling out of the sky at hurling speeds?
Cersei. That's better.
I'll have a conversation with her.
Yes, otherwise, not so much. Well, there's some handy spells, of course. Because I don't know if you'll be able to use any of them in time, but like the dimension door, things like that. You know, she fires some things off, but you know, she understands you're being kind of like, how do we stop this thing? Yeah. Yes, I'm working on countermeasures to, if not being able to send you with a member of the council to combat Hask, um, I'm working on countermeasures. I would also implore you, um, should you seek the mirror person, and answers on Hask before, whichever direction you wish to go, mirror person or God Eye Harbor first. When you make your way to the mirror person, if they are well informed on Hask and what Hask is and ways to reveal their true form, see if there's any other connection or any other assistance they can offer. Something else perhaps to weaken if they hold the power and desire. But I will do my best on my side to find a way to weaken Hask, at least for some window of time, so that when we're ready to confront, we have a reasonable task ahead of us, or one that we have some hope of accomplishing.
All right. I'm sure that's something that we can very easily ask. The worst thing that they could say is no. So,
Right.
No, and then kill us.
well, that's what the worst thing they could do, not the worst thing they could say. Silver linings.
I'm sure Linja can tell you more of the mirror person as well, whatever to expect, to say or not to say. Yes. But that'll be 2 days' time, so rest, make yourselves at home. You're welcome here, of course, at any time if you prefer company here. But enjoy your time in the city, and I hope you'll see me at least once more before you leave. I guess you'll have to, because we'll be talking to Linda in a couple days. Right. Well, let me get set underway. I want ships out on the ocean as soon as immediately. So I'll tackle these tasks. Stay, enjoy dinner, or head, out to the city. Thank you, and know that I'll keep you updated. At the very least, I'll see you in 2 days' time.
Before you go, have you had any more news of Candor?
It was confirmed that Candor was making his way through Avalon. Stayed there about a month and a half. Left once more after that. And the very last report of his location showed him heading southwest from Avalon, perhaps towards Brightford. Or maybe Dakin jungle.
Any ideas to his motives?
We believe there was some sort of meetings or transactions in Avalon to be had. Spent a good bit of his time, as most of these reports coming in after the fact, down at the docks of Avalon, along the northeastern coast there. But follow-ups have proven, to not have any, to not really hold any worthwhile information. We don't know who he met, just given how long he spent in certain areas and money we can trace entering and leaving the city. I think he made some deals while there, or transactions at least.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. We will get him. We will do it. Adrian, did you find everything you were hoping to?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I got closure
Good.
for that part.
Oh, okay. Is there more information you need, or more to pursue? With which I can assist?
Oh, wait. I have this in my notes.
Mm-hmm.
Think she was given, it's related to her vine tattoos, and the, oh, that's what it was. I found it. Okay. So Legion's gonna tell her, I have some info that may help as far as my vine thingies
Oh,
growing
cool.
on me still. So my mother apparently was talking to a fairy queen of some kind
Oh.
whenever they were making the pact, and that is all the new information that I have.
Oh. That's interesting. All right. Were there any other details around this fairy queen and your mother's, relationship? How did they meet, or under what circumstances, or they seem to know one another?
I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna say they probably knew a little bit. They were familiar, possibly.
That's what
Um,
your ex said that. I'm trying to think how it was worded. That they spoke and interacted as though they knew each other for a long time, like
oh,
besties.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, besties. I did not
Mm-hmm.
add the besties part.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, all right. So perhaps someone she knew beforehand, and then when she needed some sort of
Mhm.
power or favor, she relied on him. I see. A fairy queen.
Mhm.
Well, if we're dealing with the Fae, I can certainly ask Alinja for any thoughts.
Be great.
or who might know someone that had dealings with a mortal in that area around that time?
Yeah. It would be super helpful.
Of course, it may be something else entirely, since, as you mentioned, it was seen. Just assuming you've shared all the stuff, that
Yeah.
your ex was, a kid at the time, and she seemed like a fairy queen. But it can't hurt. It can't hurt because there is power exchanged. All right. Tia, is there anything? I can't remember if you're waiting on any more information from her.
I don't think I was.
Is there anything?
I think.
Oh, sorry. No, please go ahead.
Oh, I think I was going, because I was trying to think, well, if I was stuck in a house that wasn't mine for a long time, what would I want as a nice gift? So I'm just trying to think, what would someone who would be like so far the living personification of a volcano, what would they want to eat? I'm thinking like a nice cool dessert or like a souffle of some kind. I'm just thinking of recipes, honestly.
Nice. Lovely. Okay. All right. With that, Aileen will, excuse herself and leave you all to your things, unless you have anything else you want from Aileen.
Mhm.
Okay. Where do you all want to go? Do you want to hit the town? Do you want to head up to your home and see all the furnishings?
Mhm.
Or other?
I mean, I'm ready for the castle in the sky, but it's just I want to see my vision come to life.
We could head to the castle, stay like reprieve for a couple of days, reprep some gear. Because do we want to head over to God's Eye? Because as far as I know, Crystal Brook is the same place where we found the door that had Mithrana in it, correct? Or
No, that was Sunhaven on the other side of the mountain
Sunhaven.
range. Yeah, was that
Oof.
way.
Okay.
Crystal Brook has a mirror person at Mirror Lake. Or, I
Right.
mean, that's just the rumors, right?
Mm. So which do we want? I guess we should decide which one we want to do first.
As much as I
Um,
hate to say it, God's Eye should probably be first.
Mhm.
mhm. Agree.
You are still like,
Is it that bad of a place?
Uh-oh.
Just a city of fanatics,
Hmm.
ignorant fools who want to bring back the beings that laid destruction. They're just idiots. But it's where we should go first.
Yeah. I agree. Might I suggest like 5 to 7 days of a reprieve? I think we've earned it. I think
All
we
right,
really
5 to 7 days, I think is more than appropriate.
thank you.
And then we'll head
I
to
just want
God's
to
Eye.
collect more herbs. I'm running low.
Mhm. Gives me plenty of time to test some recipes.
Oh yeah.
Are we still in the full moon?
Yeah, we got 3. That was 2.
Oh.
2 more nights.
Then tonight, Fair will probably not go to the home and go out to like city limit woods.
Okay.
I'd
Uh,
follow.
Okay.
I don't want to ruin our new house.
Puppy pads. All right. So, of course, stop me if anyone has any roleplay they want to plug in. Otherwise, I'll just say Feyor and Latron, go ahead and do your wisdom savings throw for the night. I'm going to give you advantage because the past 2 nights have gone so smoothly, and you've really had some bonding moments with your friends. Latron, what'd you get?
26.
Damn. Okay.
More
And
like it.
and Feora?
Dirty 20.
Okay, the two of you
Yeah.
have another really, unifying night with the wolves within, further bolstering that bond. You're starting to get the feeling, like, even during the day, you're starting to have like blips in and out of like communion, of like connectivity with that wolf, as though you could almost pull it forth when you want it, versus like just waiting for the full moon. So that's starting to touch the both of you. On this next day, Evelyn's actually going to check back in, probably just find you, and just let you know. Lindra, message back. She can come here whenever, give you a ward letter of introduction. However, she said, as these things work apparently in the Feywild, you don't want a stale letter of invitation. So consider, if you wish to pursue God Eye first, then
Come back here to get the
yes,
letter.
and a fresh
Understood.
ward as well.
And a
So
fresh ward.
yes, versus getting one now. So should I? Of course, I know that you're going to God Eye, so I'll have her. I'll message her when you return, and then she can. She said she's happy to come over whenever. Um, and so when you return, we'll call upon her for your ward and letter of introduction. Right?
Yes,
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
meant to ask,
Yes.
with the God Ward around
Yes.
this diamond,
The fate
I
diamond.
would, yeah, I would imagine we would need to find a way to dispel that.
That only keeps Feywild, Fey creatures away. Currently, I mean, with the power scheme as it is, primordials likely have no business with this or no interest. And the next down in power from that would be Archfey. And so, while I don't think any Archfey would have necessarily, well, aside from Nesrata perhaps, any interest in this Fate Diamond, they thought to protect against that, you will sneak under that as mortals.
Okay, so it's not like it'll persist after we steal it or anything.
It's a separate item. All I know is that whatever the God touched item is sealed within a box. And the diamond sits beside it. So simply proximity of whatever the God touched item is within the box keeps Faye 100 feet away, and the diamond is always sat beside it. Fate diamond.
Okay. That's all I needed to ask.
It would be very difficult to dispel the magic of a God touched item. Did you all share? Oh, no, I don't think you would have, because you signed a magical contract not to talk about Mistress Book. But Mistress Spellbook was a God touched item, and you know the power that has. So, to dispel would be difficult, but you don't have to worry; it won't affect you as far as is understood, as far as Aveline knows and understands.
It was a misunderstanding on my part. I thought it was like on the actual diamond, so we like wouldn't be able to ever give
Oh.
Nithrana the diamond because there's
Yeah, this is a trick. Nice. Okay. All right, so you're gonna spend the next 5 to 7 days. Latron, what are you up to in those 5 to 7 days? Did you have something in mind? Herb collection?
Yes, I need to replenish my stocks of all the herbs so we can make. I just need more tea.
Oh gosh,
Um,
yeah.
Shopping, probably do some shopping or something.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. So definitely, any shopping you want to do, let me know. Take the money out, put the items in. Um, man, what was I gonna say? Oh, there's a Dia thing, but there's I thought I had something else. Oh well, sorry. If I think of what it was, Legion, I'll come back because I can't remember. Figure anything 5-7 days?
I think she might try to attempt to brew some potions of healing.
Oh, okay. Did I add the alchemy rolls to your thing?
No.
Okay.
Because you hate me.
No. All right, lock
Just kidding.
picking, but let's do yeah. So you've got oh come on. That's so silly. Try that again. So I'm gonna ask you to roll. It should show up any second. There's an alchemy. You're gonna have two different skills to pull from here. One is a dexterity based alchemy, which you should see at the bottom, and one is a wisdom. I'm gonna have to add two because it's wisdom or intelligence. You get to choose. Do you know which one you're gonna be using for alchemy for like figuring alchemy things out? To be wisdom or intelligence. It's like, how do I make this or distill this?
I'll just go with an intelligence because the modifiers are the same.
Okay, understood. That'll be the other one. So now you'll know. Like, I'll just tell you which one to pick. But Dex is like managing the stuff and doing it probably. You've done this before. You know how to make this potion. But if you have the stuff, you got the goods. Then go ahead. You can.
I'll need to buy some.
Okay. Yeah, you can also collect or ask Ladrin to collect while she's out.
Hey, girly pop.
Still
Yes.
holding hands.
Still holding
The next day.
That's a lot.
You're very sweaty now.
Ew.
So sorry.
No, us girls don't sweat.
Nice, perfect. That's even better. What's that like? All right. So, Dia, what do you want to do for the next 5 to 7 days?
I am going to be testing recipes and going to be asking Gregory to be my test taster since he is a being of fire to see
Okay.
what to see what a possible fire being would like.
That's amazing. Amazing.
Gregory.
You feed Gregory plenty of things. Later, feel free to answer for Gregory.
Okay. If I'm going out to like pick herbs, I will leave Gregory behind
Oh, nice.
and just channel.
So first couple things, I'm like, so I'm gonna like half bake a cake and see like, does it cook when you eat it or does it just burn, or am I making that up as a concept? Just like give him like a half risen cake.
Oh, nice.
See what happens.
Gregory's like plop and it burns. It's like burned
Okay.
mush. Yeah.
Okay.
Does he like it, Ladrin? That's the question.
It's cake, yes.
There you
What
go.
kind though? Flavor wise.
Mm.
Are we talking like a molten lava cake? Huh?
I
Or
would have
like-
tried. Like, now there's not actual lava in a molten lava cake, but I'll try. I just don't know. Is that cannibalism? I don't know.
Just extra chocolatey.
Nice. It's fantastic. He goes through several attempts. And
I love this.
Gregory, I'm getting the feeling Gregory's gonna like a lot of it if he likes the half-baked cake of the correct flavor.
Yeah, maybe.
Wanted to check India because you were selling your business here, I thought initially I thought that you were looking as you did have someone look for ley lines here.
Did. So if I could well, I guess with the money that I have, if I could have, yeah, because I don't think I'd be able to manage both of them. I'll keep the house,
Mhm.
but like I think it'll just become, I guess, a hoarder's nest at this point.
Okay.
Slash I'll sell it as we need more money. But I'm just no longer going to invest in it. Unfortunately, the Adventurer's Attic as a business point. Maybe in the future. So I'll keep the building, but I'll
Okay.
like I won't I just threw my pen casually. Um, I will not be renewing my business licenses for the
Ah.
next coming year.
Okay.
So yeah.
You know, your worker would
Mm.
would probably ask because she's kind of been running it for the past year and a half, like in your stead.
Oh.
Would
Mm.
like to know if you would consider either she's saved up enough to make you an offer
I
of
was actually
mhm,
I
okay.
was actually going to ask if she would like to be shift this position over to my assistant because I'm going to need to have because I'm going to need a manager in each city I want to put a transport in, but I'm going to need someone to be able to talk to them all at the same time
Gotcha.
because I'm going to be busy out adventuring and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So
Mm,
if so whatever she would like to do, if she'd just like to continue uh like running it as a shop, that's fine. If she would like to perhaps handle this venture, I it could include travel, which I will cover for her, as well as a salary to talk to any of the local contractors or mages to just make sure the project is
okay.
organized.
Yeah,
Mm.
you know, she's always had an interest in project management
Mm.
and travel. And
Mhm,
so while
mhm,
she was like thinking on a smaller scale, like maybe I could buy this from you, you know, just buy out right the building and I'll run it, and
mhm.
you know, she's definitely more interested in that offer.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So she'll take you up on that. Yep.
Mm,
And we can figure out what that looks like later and stuff because that
absolutely.
will benefit. Like there'll be a pay, but it will
Yeah.
benefit the speed and accuracy of what's supposed to be being done
Fucker.
there. Yeah. Um, excellent, excellent. Okay. Now, are you looking to make your first one here in this city or in North
Hmm.
Belmont? Like you've got the money.
I I got the money. So I think I want to, because our house is here, I want to actually build the first one here. But the first place I want to try to connect, the first places I want to connect will be to North Belmont.
Okay.
So,
You have a plot that's sort of on the not quite the outskirts of the city, but almost in like the final 3/4 ring, concentric
mm,
ring, third out of fourth ring there that has um a ley line running through it that you've already mapped out, and there was even that
mm,
building that was just dead in the center. Because the ley
yes.
line itself is probably like a block and a half, 2 blocks, you know. But dead in the center, they had found and were holding with that 2000 a building for you. Do you want to
Mm.
purchase that building?
I do. Just show up with the chest. Here you are.
Nice, nice. That is probably that building is probably 5,000. It's like a medium sized warehouse. You know, it's a good sized
Nice.
building.
Mm.
Yeah, you pay the other 3,000, and it is yours, deed transferred while you're here over the next 5 to 7 days. You know, there's some leftover storage stuff and a little equipment to move things and everything, but it's an empty warehouse pretty much for you to do
Mhm.
with as you see fit.
Fantastic. I'll write up some plans because I am
Nice.
not an architect. So I'm gonna I'm taking Sorcerer full deep into her being. I'm big picture. I'm gonna hire people to actually make it functional.
Perfect, perfect. You all likely anyway enjoy the house. It is effing gorgeous up there. The lawn stays manicured by itself, thanks to Cersei's, touch, and her assistance in it. Furnished just the way you want. Your rooms are all fun. Of course, it's heartbreaking. As one of the rooms in the middle, Tuna's, it's just you see tuna in everything you're looking at in here. I think it was like little ship's captain's quarters or something like that, if I recall. And you just see them and everything in there, and it's like as closest to her. We'll open it later, but the house is spacious. There's a great room where you can have, dances or galas. Um, all the room and space. You can use a huge open floor plan and the big cathedral ceilings and the whole nine. Um, there's I think, Legion, you wanted like a small, like an arboretum of sorts. It's got like the magic dome, the glass dome on it, so you can watch the rain pitter off it at night, but
Oh,
like at the
yeah.
top of one of the larger trees in the arboretum. And
Yeah.
yeah, gonna sleep under the stars up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you all enjoy it. The week goes by. You're getting ready to head to God Eye. Um, of course, the wizard Dia that you wanted to reach out to, you can talk to them and they can put you in touch. It turns and they try and like teach you teleportation, but they're a student, not a teacher, 100%. You're like, it's so
It's just
confusing.
it hurts my brain. I'm just like,
Hmm.
what? Why? What?
But they do put you in touch with your teacher that does give you a book that they've written, and they sign it for
Mhm.
you. They're a little into themselves, but then it covers, how to. It's not wizarding for dummies. It's wizarding for sorcerers, and they're not calling sorcerers dummies. It's a different way of magic, right? You just have this raw power. You just intuitively kind of know how to use it. So if you were to study through this, there's a lot of other graphs and papers and on the wizarding side.
Rip it out, useless.
If you were to study it all together, you might be able to figure out teleportation.
I'm just
Uh, amazing.
I won't rip it out, but I will just color in the graphs. Like, oh, it's an activity book. Fun.
That's fantastic. Awesome. Let's see, because that's when would you normally pick that up? Wouldn't you have it at level 9? 5th level?
God, let me see it's probably teleport circle.
Oh,
Tele
yeah, so
I
teleportation you
think
should
that
have access to.
Ooh, let me check.
So this could be how you learn
All
it.
right, teleport.
The
5e.
teleportation circle is like a 7th level spell, I
I
think.
think so. It's one of those like, I gotta grind.
But I think you just hit the level at 9.
Yeah, it's a 5th level, and a it is a sorcerer spell, so
Yeah. Well, this will be a way to learn it without innately learning it if you
yes.
want.
So yeah. So I can learn teleport, and then I can learn teleportation circle inscriptions. I just won't be able to learn how to make my own teleportation circles until we get
Oh, I'm doing it
7th level
backwards, aren't I?
spells.
Teleportation circle is the 5th level.
Oh,
Teleport
is
is
it?
the
Okay.
7th. So
Sick.
teleportation circle is one that this book is
Hmm.
about. Is a sorcerer
Okay.
spell. Um, you'll have to study it for a while, like role play, studying it during travel and stuff, but it
Hmm.
shouldn't take you too long. If you're going to Godai Harbor, is a bit of travel for that. They don't
Okay.
have anyone to bamf you over currently, so you'll have to travel it. Um,
Amazing.
study it along the way, and you might know it by the time you get there.
Okay. I will honestly, half of this in this book is just garbage. You can just tell the magic what you want it to do, and it works the same way.
Nice.
I'm gonna make a bunch of wizards mad. I apologize in the future.
This is easy. Why do you? You barely need to study. I just show up and
Mhm.
yeah, I took the lab. Yeah. Nice.
Okay, then that'll be me then.
Beautiful. All right, so you all have all your stuff, and we can anything that you want to discuss as far as herbalism. Like later, we'll talk about what you can pick up and what you can do some. We'll do some rolls and see what you find. And anyone that wants to pick up any potions, you know the drill, or other stuff. Um, yeah, the day comes to say goodbye to Alindra, who just you can tell there's an air of missing you all. Like you're out there doing all this stuff on like a lot of it started, at her behest. Like, please, I want to get this group together of like really powerful beings that have good in them and want to see good in the world. And you've all made that happen. And Lilith, Alindra, Dinava on the back of Alindra, Cersei, Alejandro, and you're just like adding to this big collective, this sort of council that she's putting together. And it's tearing her up a bit too that Tuna's, um and lost, that something's happened. So as on the day then when you are all getting ready to head out, you meet Alindra. I'm so glad to see you all today. I've packed you up little care kits, and there's little like satchels for each of you. They contain one regular healing potion, one greater healing potion, and one superior healing potion each. Um, there's a fourth potion, which that's a mystery. It's not anything. They're all good, but I thought it would be fun to mix them up. They all have lovely benefits. And then there's rations and this and this. And I have a small bit of news concerning Tuna. I must update you firstly and say that our efforts in finding Tuna, one way or another, have been to no avail. Thoroughly searched that area. However, one of the ships, well, several spoke of seeing a Triton following their ships, and one of them spoke to this Triton, seemed to make acquaintance with them. There have been some pirates out there and taking over there. They were just doing their bit of monitoring. Anyway, this Triton, when asked about Tuna, that they had in fact seen them, perhaps weeks ago, a month ago, around the same time, at a tiefling, pink skin, um, drowning, just falling through the ocean in their armor, dragging them down to the bottom. The Triton brought them back to their village to seek a healer, gave them the ability to breathe, or they had the ability to breathe, I think, because of Ladrin. Unconscious for quite some time, but then recovered. Triton brought them to the surface and towed them as far as they could before finding a motion vessel headed for South Belmont, where they boarded. If it's the same person, which I imagine it must be, they are alive but were having difficulty remembering things. Their name, what happened to them. The Triton seemed to know them and tried to tell them they didn't know their name, but knew who they were with beforehand. And that's the last we know. They were headed to South Belmont on a merchant vessel without most of them. So, needless to say, I'm pouring resources into South Belmont, and believe this must be Tuna. And we will find them and heal them, reconnect you all. I believe we will.
Well, the only thing we can do is leave a missive that let them know we've been leaving letters at the inns we've been staying in, and the prospective towns, just leaving a trail for them to know where to come home. Thank
Good.
you.
Of course. I hope they remember. I hope they start remembering things and know where to go to find us. Not, I hope we find them first. Very well. Please have safest of travels. The work you do is good work, and for the good of this world, and I cannot thank you enough. I know the cost is heavy sometimes, such as this. But the number of people you spare from this fate by pursuing all you pursue, doing all that you do is vast and innumerable. Yes, well, go team! We've got this. We're making strides. Safe
Yes.
travels, all of these. Right. Yeah, well, take care, Indolence, waving goodbye. No one saw her on the other side of them. Yeah.
Nope.
And with that, we'll end tonight's session. As you all kind of backpacks up on your back, hoist them up, heading out of the city, getting ready to journey to Godeye Harbor. And yep. Yay. So thank you, players, so much. That was so much fun. Lots of action. I have to go tell Carly that Tuna has amnesia now. Because I was like, I want something at the end of this for Tuna. And I know other things for Tuna, but I'm like, let's give him amnesia.
Tycotti can't give Tuna a brain.
No, for
Nope.
real.
Nope.
They're gonna be so excited. They're like, I live with that shit. They're so funny. I love them so much. All right. Thank you, chat. Thank you for everyone that hopped in and kept us company. And that's it. You've been watching Sundered Faete, our Tuesday night high fantasy, high drama campaign. Every Tuesday, 9 p.m. to midnight. Catch you soon. Take care. Have a great night, Sam. Take care, everybody. Bye.